Alright, welcome back agents to this second episode of Deadside Status Reports, week 15 of year 2020. Not a lot of questions in this week, but still a lot of interesting information for sure. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, the first question is from Hooty Sunday, who said, Dave, please release the server files. It's a huge mistake not to. No one that knows how to run the server or has a community already built is going to rent a crappy GSP server. And Lucas confirmed that the developers have already said that the server files will not be handed in, at least not in the near future. That being said, they have already confirmed that Deadside hasn't signed an exclusivity deal with G-Portal. So if you don't like G-Portal, it could be that in the near future we will be able to rent servers from other companies. But hosting your dedicated server using server files, for now it looks like it is not going to happen anytime soon, I'm afraid. Then we had a question from Early Pocket, which seemed to be about the map, who said, for me personally, it feels like there should be a few more houses in the cities in the future, of course. And then Luke has confirmed that a lot of content will be added into the future. This is not the final version of the environment in the game. Now the map is 25 square kilometers. In the future, the goal is to have it expanded to 225 square kilometers. So when you play the game, you have this big red area around the map we currently have. That is what they want to unlock over time. Even right now, to be honest, the map needs a lot of work. This 25 square kilometers map needs some work. There are areas where there is nothing happening, there is no POIs, there is no reason to be there. Bots don't even go there. So I agree that there needs to be more. I agree that the current map is not big enough for 50 players. I think 25 to 30 players is better right now. Although it would be a lot more fun with more players. But there are too many empty places, there are too many empty spaces, empty fields, or part of the maps where there is nothing. So when I say nothing, obviously means there is no POI, there is no mission. The bots, yeah, they don't even go there. There's just grass, forest, and little birds flying around. So that needs to be changed before we can expand the map, to be honest. And we have our own game ID instead of Steam's. And because currently only Steam nicknames are used in the game. Now, two things about this. First of all, I do like the Steam IDs because as a server admin, I want to know who is on my server. I don't want to have people who can easily impersonate other people, because I can see their Steam ID. I know if it's someone who is pretending to be someone else. And if I ban someone, I am banning their Steam accounts, not their Deadside accounts. So that means that if there is someone on my server I don't like, I ban them and they are banned forever. Unless they buy another Steam account, but that would be totally stupid. Now, the other reason I think we are not going to see custom IDs is because that will require an account management system. That means that developers have to provide a system linked to the game, because it needs to work on official servers as well, for you to have your Deadside account. Right, so that means that you need to register, you need to use your email address, you need to create an account before being able to play the game. And all of that is a lot of work for the developers. It's a lot of questions about the safety of your information, GDPR compliance, all that jazz. It's a lot of work for a small studio. Plus, it means that before you can get into the game, you need to go through this account management system. And honestly, I don't want. Once I bought the game, I want to play the game right away. I don't want to have to go to a website or different launcher to create an account, verify my account, and all that jazz. I just want to play the game. So Steam ID, I don't mind, and I don't care if we don't get a different system. Honestly, I don't care. Now we had a really interesting question from Sir James 2 about single player, who said, how will the single player work exactly? Will there be missions you can get from within green zones or something? Am I guessing not single player yet for early access? And then Lucas say a single player is not planned. PvPvE multiplayer is the focus. So yeah, and then not sure if there will be more co-op focused or PvE only focused content in the future, but it could be something that we can achieve with admin commands, you know, like tweaked details on the mission file on the servers, community servers to do this. It could be the case. Or just, you know, have no damage dealt to other players, so turn the server into PvE only and you can play alone or with other players. But yeah, this game was meant and designed to be for PvP with survival elements, clearly, so it would be hard to see a single player focused mode added to the game. That being said, could we get a quest system, like a character quest system, you know, that you have to do on your own or be helped with other players to achieve them? That could be interesting. But again, I think this is going to be now in early access. That's a lot of work to do. Now, another really interesting question from Pixel Loving Plus this time. I wonder how many AI there will be on the map and how good they will be, because I didn't know, honestly. And Lucas say the maximum registered population on the server is 50 people, up to 50 people, and 150 bots. There were no performance issues during the beta test, and AI is quite good and constantly improving. Now, I don't know if it's 150 AI bots at all time, which means if you kill one, there is another one appearing somewhere else, or if it's up to 150 bots. In any case, the AI is quite good. It's good enough for early access. AI in games is really hard to develop, especially in an online game, because you cannot anticipate the player behaviors. It's easy to program bot behaviors for a single game because it's really scripted. And bear in mind that the only thing we say AI, but it's not true AI in games, right? Coders develop behaviors and series of behaviors that are different depending on the situations, and the AI in the game merges different kind of behaviors depending on what's happening in the game. So don't expect any AI in any game to be smart enough to learn things, right? That's bullshit. But we do need different behaviors, like maybe sometimes a little bit less rushing towards the players, maybe a little bit more staying behind covers, or I think voice lines would be interesting, you know, when they saw you, or when they are alone, when their squad, you know, most of their squad died. I want to hear them saying, oh shit, it's just me, I need backup, and so on, you know. So that kind of behaviors, that would be interesting to see in the future. And obviously it's early access, so it needs time, a lot of time. And Lumo asks, is there going to be a system implemented to take care of potential base roof campers? And legit questions. There have been a lot of people complaining about campers at the safe zones or campers on roofs. People who build bases on buildings as well, which I thought wasn't possible, so that's a bug. Lucas said, and it's a funny answer, I'm not sure I got it right, but he doesn't have any answer to the database related questions. There was I'm not sure what he's talking about there, but what he says then is there will always be campers. Yes, or of course, yes. And the grenades that will fly to them will always be there. Now, I don't know what he means by that, but it's a pretty funny answers. I think what he means is like, look, if there is a camper at the safe zone, yeah, we need to look into it. We need to see how often it's annoying players, how often people get killed close to the safe zone to define if this needs to be a priority in the roadmap, if we need to develop a system for that. Now on the other one, people complaining about campers in buildings or rooftops and so on, what he's saying is, mate, just buy a grenade. Fair enough. But I do think they need to rethink the way you can get to the safe zone. Right, we need this. Alright, GuerrillaSunday saying, I'm just really interested to see what this game will bring 6 months to a year from now on and so on. Right, Lucas say, updates are made when there is something to add or fix. Bugs should be fixed as quickly as possible. Content is added when ready. Well, yeah, that makes sense, Lucas, and we totally agree with you on this one. We don't want you to rush the content. But the real question was, will there be a roadmap for us to know? Not necessarily when things will drop, because I know it's really hard, and if it's a small dev team, they probably work with an agile kind of development environment, so they shift things a lot. But what I would love to know is, what are the priorities? What is the vision you have for this game? How do you see the game be in 6 months or 12 months? What are your wishes as a developer? And that is something I will always respect, and every agent at the Road Foundation will also respect. If the developers want to make the game like this, fair enough. We will respect that. Is the game going to be what we want? Look, that is, we can't say, and if it doesn't, then that's it, you know, we'll play another game. But I would love to know is, you know, do the developers want to focus on more PvP first? Weapons, PvE, base building, base raiding, quest system, skills, anything else? And I don't need clear dates or ETAs or goals to know that. What I would love to know is, here are the tier 1 features we want to develop, tier 2 and tier 3. And within those tiers, which define the priorities, then we have, here's like design, content, weapons, quality of life, clan system, and so on and so on. So we are not asking for a roadmap with clear dates, if that's what you're afraid of. What we want is what we would like to have. Let's put it that way. What we would like to have is an idea of how you want to develop the game over time, especially in early access. Alright agents, this is it for this Deadside status reports week 15 of year 2020 video. This was the week of actually before the release, so we didn't have a lot of questions and answer, but next week we will cover week 16, the week of the release, and we will have, I'm sure, a lot more questions, hopefully a lot of answers, and a lot more to talk about. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and a comment if you had any questions or feedback on what was covered in today's video. And if you want to support the Road Foundation, don't forget to subscribe and tick the bell so that you get a notification next time a video gets released. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, stay safe and keep establishing those 4 values of the Road Foundation. Take care.